Okay, so today is the 13th. This is the recap for the week starting February 9th. Release us the week day I started trading this week. So looking at the market, looking at GJ first, commonly known as the Dragon or Pound Yen, GJ, whatever you call it, we see that we've had bulls all the way through since actually the 14th of the last month of the year, last of 2020. Bulls, no bears at all. No matter here, they almost came back in. Nope. Here, they thought they had momentum. Bulls found their way back, and it's just been upward ever. You know. So me, of course, because I stay strong to my beliefs. During my weekly analysis, I still had that hope we will sell off, and somewhere in my thoughts, it's still lingering that maybe this is the spot where we sell off. But that could be true, but that could be grossly wrong too. 148 could be closer than I think it would be. So what I just need to do now is reflect on my trades and just take each tick as what it is, just a tick, not as a reflection of my mind that my prediction is going right or my prediction is going wrong. So we see the day start really here. What do we see? We see that we start Monday with a gap down, not too much, nothing too crazy. We fill the gap, fairly indecisive day. Like you could say the sellers were involved, but the buyers were able to maintain control overall through the market. The sellers come in, they push the market down, and the buyers are able to push it back up, shooting star. Okay, so this candle kind of negates this one. Let's go into the 4 hour. What do we see? What is that price action? Well, simple. We have the buy, the sell off, they retest right there, and they sell off some more. If we go to the daily, what do we see? This is how we should break down the charts. The market starts in Asia. The Asia creates this high right here, which will be a nice take profit zone. Creates that high right there. London sells off. US low right there. US respects it. US creates that high right there. Respects the London low. Asia comes in, respects US high, and sells off. But what does London do? You see this right here? So all of this on the 4 is this movement here is simply just a retest before the sell-off some more. It retests and comes on here. Now right here, this is where I did my weakness line. You guys can see I expected this to hold. What was I not looking at? What was I seeing wrong? I was ignoring this candle and I was ignoring this push here and this push here showing that this is a lower low. I just saw this box and I was like, it's going to hold. But I was ignoring price. This price was already printed while I was doing my analysis. So I can't say this is hindsight bias. Because I watched the video, you guys can go back and watch it. What did they do? Retested right in London. London brought the price down. Now let's look. Where did it bring price to? Right there. Asia slash London high. 144. That also acted as a nice level over there too. Of course, because I was too babyish to let go of my beliefs and see that this is a great. I was talking about filling up a void. It did right there. It filled that void. And this was a great long opportunity to take it back to this high. What do I mean? We see this rejection here. You say, okay, price is changing, and then we see this rejection here. Price has changed. So what do you wait for? Wait for one more week rejection, and you're like, okay, awesome. What do I do now? All I needed to do there was set a buy limit on those two candles right there. Stop loss right below here. Maybe give yourself about 5 pips leeway right there. Awesome. And then where did I take this trade to? This high. Because this here was even an inverted shoulder to that high right there. 1 to 5, nothing too special. Boom. First trade of the week done. If you're someone who starts up trades, you can choose to enter here again. That's your opinion. That's your choice. Boom. Here I was still looking to sell. Ignoring all of this price action, I was still looking to sell. That's the thing. I need to be, what's the word? I need to really ignore my analysis but trust my edge. Ignore my beliefs but trust my edge. Of course, this is all hindsight bias, and this is all easy for me to say because the trade went good. But this is a routine trade. I'll show you guys the trade I actually took. But this is a routine trade right here. Take profit, hit, and then. So you see how so this happened, and then we hit this place. You could kind of say it just barely missed, so it actually fulfilled that weekly level. Taking out anyone who was short here, make sure it took those guys out. And now we had that same scenario here again. You see how it played out here? We had that same sell-off. That same sell-off right there. The retest one, retest two again. And I actually got in right there. This trade I took, which, to be fair, wasn't a terrible trade. So I saw this. After all of this, we had these wicks. We broke through, came back to the wick. We rejected there. I like that. When I saw us come back in there, I loved it. So what I did was sell limit right there. And I want to be exact on this so that you guys can see what I did. So I'm just opening my MetaTrader right now just to make sure I'm exact on this. Okay, so it was one, let me just get these in. Actually, it was a sell limit, but with the broke and everything, it's not always accurate. My stop loss was, it took me out, shockingly, it took me out at exactly my stop loss. With the spread, sometimes they try to hoodwinkle you, but they actually took me out at my exact stop loss. So you see, I think I was chasing the 1 to 5, because you can see, it doesn't quite come to my stop loss. This is what it shows on my MT4. It doesn't quite come there. But why does it stop me out? Because I'll give you one reason, the spread. I didn't take into account the spread. So my lesson from this, anytime I'm trading, I get the stop, I just simply do 3 pips. It's not even 5, is too much, especially with moves like this. 3 pips right there. So just move your stop loss a tad higher. Sure, it changes the move from 1 to 5 to 1 to 3.8. But so what? If you had done that, you would have netted, let's see, you won't have netted any money actually, because my plan was when it gets here, that's break even for me. So you wouldn't have netted any money. because right when it got there, okay, let's say I put it in break even. When it got there, when it gets here, I put it in break even because this is where it took me out. It took me out right here because of the spread. But let's say I had my stop loss or at a good spot and it didn't take me out because my stop loss was a lot closer. Like I had my stop loss higher and it didn't take me out because this was a good move as you guys can see, but it didn't break here. So what this would have told me is, look at this. Look how close it came to my take profit. Now when I see this and then I see this and see this move, I simply just take profit. It's here or something, but it wouldn't have been a loss. So that's why I lost that trade because overall that was a good move. And then after that, what did we have? Exact scenario again. You see, came into this void this time in London, in Asia, and just see this nice level that we've had reoccurring throughout this week actually. But this was a nice intro week level. You just give me a sec. Nice intro week level right here. What does it do? Retest, retest, flies. And then we just won't stop. And this was all on Friday. So that's how my week played out. I took only one trade this week. On gold, nothing much to say there for me personally. I wanted to take a trade on this, but it just never provided me with the opportunity, if you would say. Nice head and shoulders. I was actually expecting 1860, but we didn't quite get there. 1850 was strong enough to hold us, as you can see. We had that in London session. We created that high on Tuesday. Then US respected it, came back down, created a US low, broke through this London high, created US low, as we can see on the 4 hour. Nice short opportunity right there. Had this shooting star, not really a shooting star, just a wick, maybe a retest right there. Convince anyone who wants to go short. Of course, then right before US, before London, US, I mean, and the US overlap, take those guys out, bring price back down, respecting that US low. So I boxed this out. But what I did not see was that this was a head and shoulders. I didn't see it. I just thought it was all consolidation, consolidation. But after the move played out, then I saw it. If you do this, you can see those two shoulders pretty clearly. And then the move, it played out to the T. Solid move. I didn't see that. If I was to have taken this move, I probably would have gotten stopped up because if I'd seen it, I'd have seen, okay, this here, respect this, then it respected again. So what I would have done is after I'd seen this respect here, I said, okay, awesome. I love that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set my take profit there, set my stop loss right there. That's what I would have done above the high. But that's a good lesson because it could have come as high as here. So the realistic place would have been for me to set it up there and then my take profit down there. And does it make it? Let's see. And you see the trade doesn't work because why? Risk reward doesn't work. So as I was saying, I then looked for an entry here, didn't really get one. Friday, all that cool BS, didn't get a trade. But so what we can see on the weekly, let's look. Gold retested and closed fairly bearish. Bulls bring back, but still fairly bearish after Nice Friday. The week before, Monday came in strong, and then it just slowed down. Stuck at that 1852 dollar bulls 2 week. No, dollar gold bulls 2 week. I mean, dollar bulls in control. And I believe with Trump being acquitted now, that the Senate is going to focus on the stimulus package again, bringing strength to the dollar. So let's just make a quick hey, top up to our dollar index friend. What we can see is that we have made that retracement. And for our friends who love the fib, I'm sure that's something of interest to you guys. I don't use it. Right in that zone. So even though that's a fairly weak close for gold, still something to take note of. So we'll watch gold. And yeah, peace out. See you next week.